Wait, hang on. Go.
Hello. I've only just seen that. Cool. It works. It's coming through. Oh, I just wanted to test that the messages come through. Oof. Lord. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Hal. I'm just I'm setting it up so I can stream on YouTube so that like Azam and everyone can watch me when I'm teaching them, because I think it's a bit of an easier way to do it because it's like all the screens and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Can you hear me all right now? You can hear me rumbling? Yeah, that's probably the mouse. Can you hear my voice though? Like, do I sound okay? Can you hear what I'm saying? It's because I've not got a proper microphone anymore. It's all like confusing. I've got to have like my Mac streaming and got to have my Mac streaming, and that's the webcam. But then this is the actual stream, so then that's linked via like some sort of FaceTime thing. So. I'm not there. Right. Oh shit, what have I just done? Shit. How is that so desynced? That doesn't make sense. Why is- Right, there we go. That's fixed now. I was wondering why that was being so weird. Right, okay, so today is the 20th of September 2024, which means we are looking at a quad witching, triple witching, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a big day. So we're gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna do my daily setup, my daily analysis. Most of it's already done. Any bits that I need to change, I'll be doing that now. But yeah, what we're looking for is a form of SMC manipulation. We could potentially trade for the manipulation into the required zone, and then we're looking to play distribution today because I have a feeling that the distribution session that can happen today has a lot of potential just because of the liquidity in the market. Like I read yesterday night on Market Watch that it was going to be $5 trillion expiring. Now I don't know how accurate that is, and that's obviously not just $5 trillion worth of options expiring, but that's that's a factor definitely, because I mean if you don't know what witching is, it's when three different trading derivatives and instruments when they all expire on the same day. So like today is one of them days, so you've got options that are going to expire, and then there's a bunch of stuff. But what you need to know is that today is going to be a super volatile day in the market. Just for reference, this is my demo account, as you can see in the top left. I'm not claiming to be a massive, big, profitable trader. I'm not claiming to be some guru. I'm pretty much an apprentice. Been teaching myself for 2.5 years. I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it. I'm getting profitable on the demo account. So in the next couple of months, I want to switch to demo accounts to real money. And when I'm properly trading, obviously the aim is to be a professional trader. So that's what my plan is. That's why I started YouTube. This is my first stream, just because I would like to, to make it a bit more interesting. Not necessarily doing YouTube to make money in any sense. Like, I don't want to sell courses. I was pretty much scammed by one of the course gurus when I first started trading. So yeah, that's not something I like, and it's not something I'm going to do. This is more just to kind of build a bit of a community, I guess, and just to have a bit of fun. And I suppose it's a good way of compiling all of my days of trading, having them all live streamed, a couple hour sessions. I can go back and look what I did wrong, look what I did right. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, let's get into it. So my usual methods for charting start off with literally just session high, session low. So this is the highest point we've been at today. This is the lowest point we've been at today. And then I start looking at the structures around that. So then we've got this swing low here, swing high here. And we have this huge bearish order block, as we can see here. So we're just sort of battling that out now. And then we have a bullish breaker block here. So this can act as our support. And then we've got the fair value gap. So we have a smaller order block here. I used this yesterday to trade. As you can see, them two small trades there. Then we have these two sell side imbalances, which obviously fair value gaps inside this order block. So there is essentially a lot of sellers sat up around this zone in the market. Now, what we would be watching for is a form of manipulation to come up, break this high, and then essentially wick all of the short sellers out. So the banks can essentially swoop in, buy the contracts up here, and then short the market down. Now, that's what I'm watching for, because that's what I'm anticipating. Now, that's not to say that like I'm going to trade that, because I don't have to. What I can trade is a liquidity sweep, but to the downside. So what we could look for here is breaking this swing low, sapping the liquidity from here, and this order block, and then look at potentially breaking down into this bullish breaker block. And once we're in here, we can start looking at maybe going long and playing it up to the session high. So that one would look sort of like this, like that. So that's the bullish trade for today. And then the bearish trade for today is exactly what I explained before, trying to get an entry in this fair value gap, in this order block, and then we can look at shorting down to this breaker block here. So yeah, they're nice, easy trades. They're not too aggressive, and they're definitely doable for today. So yeah, that's the plan for now. So the next step is just to wait to see what gets broken first and where the manipulation's going, and then from there we can start to make a decision on which type of trade we're going to do. Yeah, so that's the general thought process explained for today. We're going. It is currently 6 minutes past 8 a.m. in New York, so we do not have long before the market open. If anyone's interested, by the way, I'm from the UK, which means that I'm 4 hours in front of New York. Yeah, should be 4 hours, yeah. Unless the time zone's changed. Oh, so we're 5 hours in front now. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so it works out when the US market's just sort of coming online, like 8:30, 9:30ish in the morning. I'm going into the evening in the UK, so it's currently 1 p.m. over here. So this is like a late session for me in terms of over here. And obviously, anyone American's just waking up at the minute, or they should be waking up. You know what I mean by now. Market's starting to rally a bit. We could potentially see price rise, and then when we get to 8:30, we could see sort of a break of this session high, and then we could see that between 8:30 and 9:30. So obviously pre-market, we could see that it creeps into this box, and then when market open happens, we could look for a fair value gap and play it down. We don't necessarily have to use these fair value gaps because they're from yesterday. So I found that sometimes that the market can just completely disregard them, or at least not treat them as a normal fair value gap. You know what I mean? Like the orders inside that fair value gap might be quite small, so it could potentially bounce, retest, and then just break them. You know, so you have to be very careful when trading fair value gaps. Like I love them. I think they're great. I think they definitely have provided me some great trade entries before. There's probably a couple I've left on the chart, to be honest, just for interest. Boom, yeah, there. So, like for example, in this one I'm looking at right now, no one's watching. Yeah, so there's no data today. We're okay. So I can close that down. Oh, hey, man. Melior. Am I saying that right? Hey, man. How you doing? Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Just it's just a bit of fun, really. Like I used to stream Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I've always liked the idea of streaming. Like I was doing pretty well back in the day when I was playing Call of Duty and stuff, but um I don't know, I kind of just sort of fell out of love with it, and then since I've been trading, I thought I'd give it another try, and I've been kind of like threatening it for a couple of months. So I just thought today I'm gonna do it. I'll set whatever I can up. Like this is probably the worst setup I've managed to thingy because I can't find like my microphone. I don't have a webcam, so I'm using like the webcam from a laptop, um, propped up there, which is linking to Streamlabs, so I can trade and show you what's going on. So yeah, no, it's interesting, but yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I really enjoy trading. Like I find it really interesting. Like it's something I'm passionate about because there's just so much to it. Like it runs the world. You know that like the financial markets literally. They affect every single part of our lives, and I guess I figure that if you want to be rich or powerful or whatever it is, or even if you just want a better understanding of the world, you can do that via stock trading. I mean, like in the past 2.5 years, I've learned more stuff about general economics and how the world works than I have about actual charting and analysis. And obviously, I have been researching charting and analysis. You've got to, but the general understanding of the markets that you get from stock trading and building this as a skill is just huge. Like I feel like in the past 2.5 years, I've just completely changed who I am almost, like using stock trading as a passion and also a goal to make myself some money and be financially independent. So really enjoy it. So I'm hoping that while I'm streaming, I can kind of build a little community and not profit or make money off anyone. I'm a firm believer that if you're a stock trader, then you should be able to, stock trade to make money. You shouldn't have to make YouTube videos or sell courses or anything like that. But then at the same time, I do kind of see the benefit of having a community and having people to talk to every day. You know, I think that's what I'd be doing it for because I wouldn't be selling courses or anything like that. I really hate the idea that you have to pay someone to give you an ebook and maybe 1 or 2 lessons a week on, you know, really, really simple economic things. Like it just doesn't work. And the people who I know who've traded using a course and learned through, like, say, a dodgy Discord group where everyone's paying, I don't know, $50 a month or something for a guy who you don't know and don't trust to teach you how to trade. You know, they use the same regurgitated, like, AI chat GPT written scripts and books, and I just feel like it doesn't work, and it's really scummy, to be honest, because you're selling not desperate people, but there's definitely some people who are desperate. There's definitely some people who are desperate to make money, and they get roped into this idea, and they think that, oh, well, trading automatically means that within a month I can be rich. And if you've ever traded before, you know that's not the case. Like, I've been going 2.5 years, and I'm like just now getting to the point where I'm profitable, but it's on demo accounts. So if this demo account was real, I'd be rich. I'd be making a lot of money. But unfortunately for me, I've not got the capital to invest yet. And if that's taken me 2.5 years, then, like, what's the, you know, there is no way that a complete beginner is going to be able to trade and be profitable within 6 months. It's just not possible, especially when the guy teaching you is charging you $50 a month, and then he's saying, oh, read this ebook, read that. It's just, it never seemed like it was, I don't know. They never seem legit. I'm sure there's a couple of legit guys out there, but I just not seen them, you know? Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, if you're so profitable, why are you bothering with YouTube? You know, if you can make, like, if you can trade on the market and 2-3 hours a day, you can make like maybe $4,000-5,000, £1,000, then why do you need to make, you know, YouTube videos and sell courses? Now, I say that, but it's one thing to make a free YouTube video. I think that's fine. But if you're then saying, oh, look, go to my website and buy my course, I'll teach you what to do. It's like, well, dude, you know, you're giving this knowledge away for like $40 and you're making a couple of £1,000 a week. Like, why would you need to put the effort in to do that? So I don't know. I think it's one of them things that you're just never really sure about. And I feel like the best way to actually learn how to trade is just to get in and do it. You know, like, go out and buy physical books from real traders who've been on Wall Street for 20-30 years and research what, you know, general economics is saying, because you use the general economics. There's no like magic bullet for trading. You know, at least I've not found it yet. There's no like one strategy or one rule that just works all the time. It's a combination of economic knowledge, financial analysis, and risk management. And if you can really get good at them 3 things, then you'll be a profitable trader. But to do that, it takes a lot of time and a lot of practice, you know, because there's so much to master. But it's definitely doable. Like, I on the same thing I'm saying, like, oh, it's hard to do and it takes a long time. It's not necessarily complicated, I don't think. As in, this like looks really complicated. Like, to someone who's never traded before, you would look at my screens and go, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fine, because you don't know anything about it. But the more you research and the more you get into it, it turns out to be a lot more simple than you think. It's just kind of taking data points and then making a decision on it. And, you know, eventually you get better at it, and then your profitability goes up, and then you start making more sensible decisions. You get better at risk management, and then all of a sudden, every time you trade, you're actually making money. You know, like, on the week, you might have 1 bad day or 2 bad days, but the rest of the week is all good days. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're a trader and you can live comfortably off it. It's definitely not a get rich quick overnight thing, is what I'm trying to say. And that you can do it, anyone can do it, but there's no way it's like a 3-month, 6-month thing. It's a couple of years minimum. and all the best traders say that as well. Anyone who's been on Wall Street or anyone like that, they all say that it's a long thing. You have to put a lot of time into it and a lot of practice because there's a lot of different moving parts. But yeah, that's my take on trading. And like I say, I've been going now 2.5 years now. 2.5 years, probably give or take a couple of months. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been very stressful sometimes, and it's been like really, really rewarding as well at times, like where I'll make a trade and it just goes perfectly, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm feeling it and I'm really happy. And then, the day after, I'll make a trade and then I would be upset about it because I got it wrong. But that's part of the journey of saying, like, okay, you need to be cool, calm, collected. You can't be getting upset. You can't be over trading. You can't be revenge trading. And I feel like that kind of stuff can only come with experience. That's the reason why it takes so long to get good at trading, because when you start to, if you're a trader, you would know that when you're starting to really get into day trading, you're going to be over trading. You're going to be, revenge trading. If you get a trade wrong or you get an entry wrong, instead of just saying, okay, I've lost today, let's try again tomorrow with a clean slate, it's going to be instantly, you're straight back in and you're doing the worst possible thing for your portfolio. So it's a double-edged sword, I suppose. It's not for everyone. But yeah, it's fun. Definitely fun. Something I'm very passionate about anyway. Yeah, volume's starting to pick up a bit. Let's have a look. There doesn't actually seem to be that much volume compared to this time yesterday. 12:30, 1:30. Yeah, there was a lot more volume yesterday, which is interesting. Although, to be fair, yesterday was the follow-up for the rate decision, so it does make sense, I suppose. But yeah, if anyone's watching, you're welcome to put a message in chat, and we can talk about something. Or you can just sit back and watch me trade. That's fine as well. I don't mind. Two seconds. Sorry, I didn't even realize my mic was off. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll take it from the top. So with my risk management at the minute, what I'm doing is the account started with £100,000 this month. So I'm 17.972% up. And I'm risking per trade, maximum per trade, is £2,500. So it's 2.5% risk. And then I'm aiming for like a sort of minimum of 2.5, 3 risk to reward. So I would be aiming for, anywhere, probably 10 grand is per day is like a phenomenal day. But anything sort of over 3 or 4K is perfect at the minute. That's what I'm going for. So I've been going for just like steady, safe trades. I've not really been overly risking a lot because this demo account's very important to me, because this hopefully will be my last demo account. So I want to make sure that everything on it is right, and I'm winning a lot per month, but it's also safe. It's not just risky, silly trades. As for profit targets and stop losses, I tend to use structures. So I won't just like set it at 100 points or 25 points. Let's say this trade here, for example, if I entered short in one of these two fair value gaps I'm showing on screen, then say I got to this one, then that trade, I wouldn't take this trade from this lower fair value gap, because the stop loss isn't above the swing high. So if I did move the stop loss above the swing high, it would then mean that the loss is way too much per trade. So then this isn't a viable trade. Now, so in points, it works out 25 points roughly. Risk to reward in points is 25 to 100 points. At the minute, I'm trading one CFD contract on the NASDAQ, so it is worth like 75K, I believe, for one contract. But yeah, when it comes to the structural points, like I wouldn't take this trade. What I would do is I would wait until I get a more favorable position that my risk to reward is acceptable of. So let me just move this. Why is it not? There we go. Yeah, so this trade, however, I could take this one because it's above the swing high in the fair value gap, and it's I can change it to an acceptable risk while still being where we need to be. So that's the general philosophy of my trading, is just sort of get in, get out, play to swing, play it to the swing points, and use the daily momentum right at the start of the day to just get a nice trade off. And then if I can catch another one throughout the day, probably sort of after 3 p.m. my time, which works out 10 p.m. in New York, that's when most of the directional trading starts. So with that being said, if I can catch a trade then I do try to do that. But it's not the end of the world if I do, because as long as I'm up per day, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? It could be $10 up, $100 up. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm up, I'm happy. So that's my philosophy for risk management anyway. And so far it's been working. My risk management used to be terrible. Like I would constantly overtrade. I wouldn't have specific stop losses set. I would have a stop loss and say, okay, I want to lose X amount, but the X would always be in monetary terms, not points. And it would just be placed wherever that was. So for example, this trade, now I'm better at trading. And I know that the sensible place for my stop loss, if I was to short from this point, would be above here. So what I know now is that if I'm going to short again from this fair value gap, it needs to be above the swing high, instead of, making silly mistakes and just rushing it. and panicking to get into a trade. I think that's one of the things that has made me a better trader, is basically just being patient and realizing that if there's not a trade, don't take one. You know, if my setup's not there, then I may as well just switch my computer off and go and play football or something, because it's not viable. You know, it doesn't fit what we're trying to do. And if it doesn't fit what we're trying to do, then we shouldn't be doing it. You know, like I have a very specific plan. I've got profit targets for each month, and my goal now is to just stick to that plan, because I know that if I can keep going month to month green and profitable, I'll be okay. You know. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off for a couple of minutes because I'm just gonna eat. But yeah, I'll be back in probably 4 or 5 minutes. I'll still be reading the chat as well, so we can talk. Did you get in for longs, or did you go short on the market? 19996. Okay. So you're down quite a bit then, aren't you, at the minute? If we break that high and then the banks run us down, then you'd be NQZ4. Ah, right. Okay. Got you. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, look, that's completely up to you, bro. But what I have looked at and focused on recently is that if you've got profit, profit's profit, and profit's always good. So if you're up, make sure your stop loss is ready to catch any drops, and make sure that you can pull some profit out, and you may as well let it run. As long as you've got a good stop loss that will cash you out, and you're still happy with whatever it cashes you out with. So if you might think, okay, well, I can make 10%, set my stop loss at 10% up, and see how it goes. Okay, cool. I'm back. Properly back now. Here we go. Okay. As we can see, after 8, session high is literally just being broken as we speak. So I'm hoping that the market continues to push up, and we can play this nicely. What is going on? See, I do kind of like the look of this fair value gap, but I don't think that's where I'll be getting in, because that just doesn't seem. It seems too risky for me to get in here anytime soon. I feel like I'm gonna have to wait for a better position until I get up into that zone up there. Let's put that one in the hourly. So we've got the hourly chart here, like so. And then let's get that in 1 minute. Yes, as I thought I'd go live on YouTube today. Thought, why not? You know what I mean? It's been pretty chilling, and it now means I've got 84 minutes worth of content to put in our Discord, so we can review some stuff and talk about charting methods and that. Because I think this is what I'm going to start doing. If I keep streaming on YouTube every day, and then just like snipping and clipping all the bits together, and then we can start putting them in the Discord. But yeah, so I don't know if you caught the first bit. What's the move? Wait for new high, then write it down. Yes, exactly. That is my move. There is the only problem we're gonna face is this fair value gap here. I don't really like the look of it. I feel like this is too close, and if we entered here, we'd get wicked out up here because of the noise. So if price can push up to this fair value gap that's slightly higher up, the one that happened on the 15-minute time frame, this one here, then this entry makes a lot more sense. Well, the stop loss is wrong, but this entry makes a lot more sense to me than this one. I feel like that's just a much better entry. And I feel like because of the current climate we're in, with everyone being really, really hesitant to trade, not even hesitant, just with all the stuff that's happened this past week, I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of volatility today because of triple witching, and then there's going to be a lot of volatility anyway because it's a Friday, and there'll be a lot of volatility because of FOMC. So, yeah, we look into a great trade for us now would be breaking this high, turning around, making a fair value gap, sell side imbalance, get in, stop loss just above the high, and then boom, ride it down. And then we could set our profit take into probably quite a bit, to be honest. If we get that move, we could probably set, you know, like the trade to be along these lines, so it'd be quite profitable. Definitely here. So definitely, if we entered there, we'd probably be able to put our take profit down at the session low, so around here. So if I was gonna it would look like this. So we'll go for 20. Needs to be 25 points for 200 points. It looked like this. So that's what we're hoping for today. Yeah, exactly. If the market's nice enough to us and we get a nice entry, then it should be a phenomenal day, you know. In actual fact, if this trade works out, then I'll pretty much hit my profit goal in week 2. So, like, you know, this is a good day for us, because it's not like we're trying to make 3 or 4 or 5,000 pounds. There's enough in it for a huge trade, which is what I'm glad about. I think in the short term, we could potentially bounce off this fair value gap, the smaller one, just because I think that the banks are gonna they're gonna want to trick people today, you know. Yeah, exactly. The market's definitely overinflated. FOMC. I've noticed a couple of things with FOMC as well. Like when the slashed interest rates, mortgage rates in America actually went up, which is not a good sign. Do you know what I mean? That's the opposite of what's supposed to happen. So clearly, you know, something's not quite as they said it was. It's not right. Something weird's going on. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the MACDX down here, you can see that like on the 1 minute time frame, the banks are sending the market up at this point. So they've force engineered this new high. And now let's see. Yeah, so we'd look from a small sell-off now, probably back down to one of these levels and then back up. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird because it's hard to get a proper understanding of what it really means, just because of how widely it affects the market. And interest rates usually take a year to actually affect anything anyway. So they affect the market instantly because that's speculation. So that's buyers and sellers operating under the idea and they're planning for the future. But when it comes to actual interest rate effects, like the effects from that, it takes about a year to kick in. So what I mean by that is, say, for example, the cost of bread is going up, then it would take about a year for the cost of bread to actually be affected by an interest rate change. And obviously that goes for most things. Now you can, that's not to say that, like, for example, banks might not take a year to change their services. They might do it quicker because they have literally raw access to interest rates. They can just say, oh yeah, we'll give you a better rate, we'll give you a worse rate, or whatever it is. So the next year is going to be very, very important to watch how the market is actually taking the data we've got on Wednesday. Because if we start to react negatively to it, then we could be in for a recession. But, I'm not a financial professional, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. I am but a humble trader giving my opinion. So don't get upset at me if anyone loses money. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, this is looking interesting. Yeah. Wednesday was a massive day, huge. And then we also have let's check what we've got next week, just out of interest. So there's no economic data today at all. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's been edited. No, there is data today now. Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker speaks, 2 p.m. It's not really going to do much. It's not worth. I don't think I'm going to tap into that. I'll be way out of the market by then. Then we've got next week. So we've got Monday. We've got PMI 945. Awkward time. Tuesday we've got home pricing index and consumer confidence. Wednesday we've got new home sales. Thursday we have quite a chunky day. We've got initial jobless claims, durable good orders, goods orders minus transportation, GDP. That's going to be a big one. Q2 GDP, pending home sales. And then Friday, Friday is going to be a big day next week as well. So we've got personal income, personal spending, PCE index, PCE, YLY, core PCE, blah, 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 advanced retail, wholesale, consumer sentiment, final. Oh, okay. Yeah, so next Friday is going to be another huge day then. So we are in for, some really volatile times at the minute with the market. And everything is being watched, really closely to see what happens. I don't think there's going to be some sort of huge 2008 economic crisis or anything, but I do think the US economy could be heading for a recession, just because I feel like it's been in a bubble and massively overvalued the past couple of years coming out of COVID. So I feel like all the money they pumped in is going to have to come out, and I think that a recession could be a cause, an effect of that. Again, I don't think it's going to be like a huge overnight markets crashed, everyone's upset, people lives are ruined. But I do think that the next maybe year or two could potentially have an economic downturn, or maybe even short term economic downtrend until the election. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all if the market started. Do you think today's news is going to fit the market? No. So the news we've got today is just a Philadelphia Fed president speaking, and it's at 2 p.m. So they usually just sort of give their opinions and talk about, it's a very generic, like, we need to do this, we're trying to do this, and cool. You already know what they're going to say. So I don't think there'll be any sort of big effects from the Fed president today. And with it being so late as well in the day, I think that all the big moves will have happened by then. So there won't even be much volatility in the market during that point. But again, could be completely wrong. Yeah. So next week's going to be very interesting. But today should be more interesting because of this move. That's what we're looking for. This giant move. Looking for a retracement on it. Yeah. Essentially, we're looking for like a relative equal high, and then that to turn into a double top and and flush us down, basically. When you look at this trend as well with a PD array, we can see that according to the PD array, we should be shorting in this region. So, I'm pretty confident that if we break this high or at least challenge it, we're good. Yeah, no worries, Hazard. Take care, bro. If anyone else has any questions or anything they want to ask, feel free. That's what I'm here for. Who's still watching? Because I know as I'm just tuned out, he just messaged me saying that he's got to go for a bit. He'll be back later to watch market open. If anyone's watching, can you put a message in the chat, please? Because I've just changed how it works on stream. I just want to see how that works. The chat, please, because I've just changed how it works. Thanks, Melio. Just want to see. Okay, cool. That comes up properly. Yeah, cool. I didn't like how fast the chats were going on screen. Like I wanted it to keep the conversation like on the screen, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Interesting. 5 minute. That gap there was used for this. And there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that could have been played before as a scalping pattern. So we could actually anticipate bankers to push it down to this point in this box, and then push that up. Yeah, I noticed that. It's kind of it's taken me a bit to get used to it because it's like obviously I'm focusing on trading, but anytime I check my stream, it's like 30 seconds behind. But I'm getting used to it. It's all good. I'm kind of expecting price to just dip into this little fair value gap I've just found. And well, this is inverted fair value gap now. Kind of expecting price to dip into it, and then we can look on this screen, and then we'll be able to see that if that's the case, bank money should start to buy into it again to keep pushing the market up. If my theory is correct, obviously. Okay, so price just entered that fair value gap. Let's see how it reacts. It's now buy side that we can use it as a breaker block, I suppose. It was invalidated, but still going to have some sort of effect on price. And what's going on with our volume here? Let's put volume on that one. Let's go there. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if my indicator here on TradingView started to display that banker money was coming back into the system from here. So see if my little theory is right in a couple of minutes. Price has definitely reacted to this level though, specifically. Wow, okay. That was very sharp. Wow. Wow, price is tanking. Let's see if it reruns up to that gap, that block we've got marked out. Wow, a lot of people selling off. Could use this as an entry. My only problem with that is that, and this is technically manipulation, I just thought it would be a lot bigger than that. What would a trade at this level look like? Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to take this trade. I'm going to put my order in. Yeah, I'm going to play that trade. Hopefully we can make a bit of money short term. And then once the market gets really, really going and moving, we can put on a different trade. You know what? I'm not going to take that trade because it's happened to me in the past where the banks have sold out and then they've created this exact phenomenon where they create the session high, then they break the session high only small, create a sell-off, then this sell-off triggers the downward movement. And then what I've observed previously is that when the sell-off triggers this movement, all the sellers who are in here and are stuck in here. Now, if they've not took profit, then when the market rallies up, I found that in practice it tends to break this high, this high here. The market will tend to break that high to then wick the sellers out, so that the market can then, so the bankers and the SMC can then grab the liquidity from up here. So I'm not going to play that because I feel like that's a trap. That's a bear trap. Yeah, I'm not longing from this position at all. I'm only looking for shorts. I mean, potentially I might range trade and long. Like if the market bounced from this zone and then came back up, maybe. But I'm mainly looking for shorting at the minute because I just longs don't feel right. And according to my PD area, I shouldn't be longing it from this anyway. Yeah. No, I agree. Plus, if you was to go long at this point, like if you zoom out, like that's the saying, isn't it? When in doubt, zoom out. You've got, we're right at this previous high that we've just slightly broke, and then we've come down. So if we're in this order block, I don't think you would long. Like there is no sensible reason you would put on a long trade before we broke this block. Maybe afterwards, if the price came out, retested it, you could use it as a bullish order block. But for as far as we go as long in at this point in the market, no, I would say definitely not. (9:17 a.m.) I think what I'm going to do is I think in theory I should be able to perfect timer. Allow, maybe, please. Okay, no, this isn't the right app. I was gonna put like a timer on screen, but I can't seem to manage that. Okay, I am going to quickly grab a drink before the market opens, so I'll be back in literally 2-3 minutes. And we are back.
Excuse me? My friends and I were betting on how much a polar bear weighs. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs? No? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm John.
John Jameson, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Kiara, nice to meet you.
Kiara, you seem like you like scuba diving.
I do love it.
You like to travel?
Yeah.
Excuse me? I just had a quick question. My friends and I were betting on how much a polar bear weighs. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs? No? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm John.
John Jameson, nice to meet you. I know you've been.
Right, okay. 3 minutes to market open. Market's starting to get choppy. Volume's increasing. Banks aren't in yet, so let's see Wagwan. I'm just sorting out my little music playlist because I don't want to get DMCA'd, you know. So gotta do it on my phone. All right, boys. I'm locking in. Okay, so the banks have literally. All right, okay, so they've just got a lot of people to buy in at that fair value gap. Now people are buying in, and let's see how it goes because I have not gone in because I've. Yep, yep, yep. That's exactly where we didn't go in. Yep, we're waiting for the break. Yeah, so we wait for that fair value gap to get invalidated. I don't think that's the one they're going to use. It was just created too early and it's too weak. I don't think. Yeah, I think they're gonna need more liquidity than that. They've not broke the daily high either. They just matched it. So I mean, I'm not gonna get in this fair value gap. I don't think it's gonna be a valid one.
Managed to get any trade?
Not yet. Market's literally only been open 6 minutes.
Oh, I got you.
We're waiting for that trade now. We've put the order, so we was gonna get in this fair value gap, but I seen this coming, so I just didn't.
Yeah.
Which is good because I've saved myself a loss there.
No, good.
Yeah, because we created a fair value gap here, and what it meant was that It got tested there. This was market open. So I thought that I've had this happen to me before where you get into a fair value gap just after market open, and then the banks let you think it's going to work. You get everyone to buy into the fair value gap and then completely invalidate it. So now they've just whipped everyone out who bought in that fair value gap because your stop loss would be at this high.
Yeah, got you.
Which they've just done. See?
Oh, yeah, so you just pushed it above everyone's stop loss.
Yeah. So
Clever
this-
strategy, in it, really.
this fair value gap up here, that deeper red box is what we're looking to enter at. So I've got my order like right on the limit there.
Got you.
I'm gonna move that up a bit because we can save some points. Yeah, so we're looking to fill an order there. Stop loss 2.5 grand, take profit 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move that further down actually. Oh, 8k, and that's session low, which makes sense. Yeah, because this up here is going to be sell side imbalance there in that box, and then if that breaks, then we'll take another trade there after this one breaks. Do you know what I mean? Then that's our 2 trades there. Because so far, the way I've expected it, everything's happened. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, well done.
trade logic's going well.
Right, just jump up. It's almost there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, look at this now.
Yeah. Right,
That's
they're
the
pushing
banks. Yeah. So now they're pushing it up to a level because they're not happy with where it is. So, like, when you zoom out, it works really well because you can see that this was happening miles away. If you look here, see how that's hot money.
Yeah.
All of that, no banks in. They like when prices down, or they don't like it. They didn't want it. Then they started pushing it up. So if they've then brought it back down to then push it back up again, they're aiming to get it here so they can sell out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll, once we get to this block, these orders will literally shoot to the top of the screen because the majority of the money in the market will be banks, and then it'll come back down.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the trade logic anyway. So now we just need to wait for our entry and stay patient, let this order get filled, and then the trade we can just sit and watch is 3.26 risk to reward. So that's the plan. Yeah, but yeah, today's going to be a pretty choppy day. So I'm not trying to force a trade.
No.
Do you know what I mean? If this doesn't get filled, then that's not us done, but that's us done for now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to watch for another good opportunity. We can't just jump in. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's better to do nothing.
Yeah, it's
than
yeah.
do it wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Because you're trying to force it.
yeah, perfect practice makes perfection, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So,
And it
obviously-
is a game of patience as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think, oh, come on. You know, now it's, we're almost there, but no, it's got to be bang on, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, good.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
No, good.
All right, I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, cheers.
There we go, son. Keep going. Right, okay. Come on. Let's fill our order and make some dough. Top Shot is back in full effect. Why is this DD pin it in your brothers, dude?
I was watching some of your streaming thing before. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Very informative.
Yeah. I've had a couple of people in.
Yeah.
Azam was in before as well, asking some questions.
Yeah, I've seen him, yeah. Who's that Mauji or someone, or what was he called, Maori or something?
Melio.
Nelio, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's just found me through YouTube. But yeah. I had a good chat with him about some things in risk management and stuff. Spoke to my mate about that thing for Amber.
Yeah, what's he saying?
Yeah, he reckons he can do it.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it, that?
Yeah, I was talking to him about it. He reckons that it wouldn't be the full thing because the way it is, because there's a couple of different ways of doing it. There's a lot of different bits, and there's some bits that we wouldn't be able to automate.
Right.
But we think like 97, 98% of it would be automated. Yeah. So say like for example, the submissions went from 1 a day to 4 a day
Yeah.
with one person just using the system. You know, just uploading it.
I don't know how much that's worth.
Well, then, because what we do is we'd say to Amber, look, instead of you don't need to pay the person £100 now because they're not doing 1 a
It's
day.
25 quid.
Yeah, give them 25 quid and then give us 25 quid. You've saved 50 quid.
Definitely.
And then me and Jack have made 25 quid per submission. And if we're doing 4 a day, then me and Jack have got 50 quid a day each.
Yeah.
And then
Remember, it's not just Amber, there's thousands a day
Exactly,
probably
yeah.
going in. There's
So-
probably 5,000 submissions a day
Yeah.
nationwide.
so if we set it up and then let Amber network and white label it,
Yeah.
and we just do the tech and setup side of it,
That's really
we'd end up
good,
making a killing. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the plan. So I said to him, I'm going to do some research because I need to talk to Mum about like what's the average time, how long does it take you? You know, is it spread over 1 day, is it spread over 2 days? Because what we have to be able to do is to say, okay, it's not just quicker, it's 3 times quicker, 4 times
Oh, yeah,
quicker.
definitely.
You know, like be able to say, yeah, well, my mum can do 1,
You gotta
and now this
quantify it.
worker can now actually do 5 in a day or whatever.
Yeah, you got to quantify it.
And then obviously look at like if it's going to cost anything, how much it's costing, and like if there's a future for white label in it, is that going to cost us much? What's the plan for it? You know?
Once you've got the code, or once you've
Yeah,
built
exactly.
it,
Yeah, it'd be
it's
dead
yours,
easier.
isn't it? So all you're doing is selling what you've built in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good idea. Yeah, if nobody's on that, and you could have just cracked onto something there.
Yeah.
It would be good, in actual fact, if you simplified it and made it easier for you to do submissions for everybody.
Yeah, I was thinking
You
about
get the
that.
full 500 quid.
Yeah.
And you're paying someone £25 then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, because you've got your own staff. You could have 10 people in a room
Mm-hmm.
where it's coming in, it hits your system.
Yeah.
Oh, it's customer XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking after customer XYZ. You're looking after customer ABC.
Yeah.
And they just send you the submissions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it from like you know, the government's point of view.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're probably not very happy with like a robot doing submissions, handling people's work, right? But I thought about it and I thought that because it's a compiler, it's not actually editing anything. There's no AI involved. There's no artificial intelligence. It's literally just a robot receiving information, breaking it apart, and then putting it back together how it needs to be. Do you know what I mean? So there is no AI or anything
Yeah,
involved.
good.
Here we go. Market's rallying. This should get me right in the trade now.
Come on.
This
That's
is
going into your fair value go.
yeah. This is just part of like being patient in it.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting watching it, it gets really scary. Because every time it gets further away, you're thinking,
Oh, that's they're gone.
yeah, exactly. But when you're patient enough, one candle will get you like right where you need to be, and it's like, oh, I was right.
Let's go.
Just
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, the market's consolidating literally right underneath the fair value gap. We just need a good burst of smart money. Put us right into the market then. Yeah, in theory, the market should be extremely liquid today. you know, because it's OPEX.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all the everything expiring. So people are selling before it expires. People are waiting to execute them tonight when the market closes. People are like switching the contracts now because if they had ones that ended in September, they've now got to sell them and buy them for next month. Do you know what I mean? So it means everything's basically up for sale to a certain degree. So I was watching a documentary about how BlackRock works.
Yeah.
And they have a universal ownership model, which is where they try to own everything. And obviously they do. Like BlackRock owns 45% of the Fortune 500 companies.
Wow.
And that's because it stops at 45% because Vanguard and Safe Street have got the rest. And Vanguard and Safe Street also own BlackRock. And then BlackRock also is a majority shareholder
So they own
in Safe.
everything,
Yeah. Yeah, it's three companies that are all shareholders in each other. So BlackRock's the majority shareholder in like Safe Street. Safe Street's just
best way of controlling what everything is.
Yeah.
So they say we can't drop that share because it affects the other two companies, and we own shares in the other two companies. So
Yeah,
what
well-
share can we do then?
fun fact about BlackRock is their model's set for constant growth. They can't sell because what happens is they can't sell, right? What they do is they have to, because they're technically passive investors. So even though it's a very loose term, it's a loophole they use,
Yeah.
but technically they're passive investors, which means that they shouldn't be day trading. So they should be long-term holding. Now, obviously they do sell, but what they can't do is dump any sort of sizable trades out, because if 5% of Nike stock just lands on the market, then the whole market would crash. The whole Nike market would crash because all of a sudden that 5% is enough to snowball. Because then all of a sudden the investors who put in would go, hang on, you mean the biggest investors just sold out? Well, I'm out too. I'm taking my profit. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. And their clients who invest money with BlackRock, who have the accounts with them, they don't actually make any money on trading. They make the money on fees. So BlackRock itself doesn't actually make any money from up-down trading. All that happens is they say, look, we make more money every year. Give us your money, we'll make you more money. And the more money we make, the more fees we charge you. So they work on a fees model.
Yeah, that's how the banks went crazy, because the banks only took 2% of everything.
Yeah.
So what they did is our fees 2%, no problem. Or if you want to do one of the lower mortgages, it's 10%.
Yeah.
So they didn't care. They gave them out for like sweets because they was getting 2% and 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, so they work off fee models, which is interesting. But it does, the model itself's very smart, because it's like we can do whatever we want with our money and your money, but you're going to pay us for doing it, and we profit from the fees, technically.
Yeah.
They do pose a danger to capitalism, though, like a big one, because the universal ownership model gets to a certain point where it's not effective. It's very effective for them, but it's a complete monopoly for people like us. It would mean that the interest, they directly impact the consumer goods inflation. Like directly, they are the people that do it. Because what happens is if they own Nike and Adidas, then it doesn't matter which one of them's winning the competition, does it?
No.
Because the money still goes to one, and people need shoes.
Mm.
So you're going to buy Nike or Adidas. It doesn't matter which one you're buying, because either way, they've still got the money.
Yeah.
So what happens is there's no competition in Nike or Adidas. So they have no reason motivation to bring down prices.
Yeah.
You know, they have no motivation to make a better product. They just have motivation to make a product you're going to buy.
Yeah.
Which is like the danger of it.
Guys, you do not want to miss out on it.
Wow. Look at market.
Was it tanked?
Yeah, just started to tank.
Oh, but you weren't able to get in.
No,
Damn.
wasn't correct entry conditions. It's only like tanked by $40. It just did it quicker, so. Still got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
That's good.
I think most of them are bots though. It was Barry, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Going, oh yeah, I'll get you a lot of followers and blah blah blah, and you know I'll share it on my socials. It's like 1,000 bang on. Wake up with a bang on 1,000 followers, all from India.
Yeah.
Really hope we get our entry. Yeah, I'm really hoping that the market makes a reversal and we can get an entry here, because the way the market's set today could be free fall. You know, if it goes quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oof.
Well,
Man City could be expelled from all competitions, not just the Premier League. Well, that's what you get when you let people into your company that don't actually care. They just want to pump a lot of money into the UK, into the nice Lloyd's bank accounts in
Yeah.
London. Yeah, the amount of money they put into that team over the past 5 years is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope United manages to pick Haaland up, to be honest, because he's a cracking player.
I love this one, mate. You see that one? Does every day his dog does something different. So I
Yeah.
sat there. He puts bread in front of it as if he's holding it, or like
Yeah.
a corn, and it goes.
Great time, think about it.
An Australian team who's a dream.
Austria.
Oh, Austrian team. Toxic artist. That toxic.
We're doing a sequel. Did you get it?
An Austrian teenager has been rejected from the British School of Art in Rome
Yeah.
for being toxic.
Adolf Hitler was a painter that got rejected and then became a soldier, wasn't he?
Yeah, right, got you, yeah, got you.
Please don't wash your rice. You're washing off.
The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people are so full of doubts. Bertrand Russell.
Sounds about right.
Hmm. Until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. African proverb.
Yeah, it's true.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Alexander the Great.
Like, I'm a trans man and I'm gay and I have been pregnant.
The tree that would grow to heaven must send its roots to hell. Friedrich Nietzsche.
I like the way you can just, I mean, anybody can philosophize, anyone can make a nice statement. You know, anyone can think of things like that, but it's like having the ability to get it published and it lasting forever, innit? I mean, we all say really clever things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, they spend a career doing it, don't they? So they'll, like, from, like, say 20, they'll go, "Oh, I'll be a philosopher," and then they'll say hundreds of thousands of things, and probably 2 are only remembered publicly. You know what I mean? The rest are hidden in some book.
Yeah.
And then 2 got famous out of them all. Dad, why is my sister's name Rose? Because your mum loves roses. Thanks, Dad. No problem. Liquidity sweep.
Signing an executive order assigning the case involving for this. If this one gets hit, you
Scientific theories not against.
It's really weird, this, at the minute. We're literally inside the daily range, which doesn't normally happen. Like, we've not even completed a manipulation stage. It's like the bank started it and then said, "No, actually, we don't want to do it anymore."
something every day. I don't accept
So, I can't be your man. Sorry, she a fucking fan. Think that it wouldn't be that hard to find at least one person to fall in love with, right? Well, not really. There may be lots of people in the U.S., but many of them don't fit the personal criteria that we look for.
The perfect gift for gamer.
tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
I like that
Yeah, I
guy.
see that guy.
Only tough people last.
I like that guy. He literally takes a mickey out of that Pat Bet David or whatever.
Yeah.
When he goes, I mean, 10 times up, guys. I mean, if you do 10 times a million, you double it up,
Yeah.
then you got 10 million. So why not just triple it up, double it up, guys?
Yeah.
Do 10 billion,
Yeah.
got a billion, and then a billion times 10 billion and a billion.
Yeah.
Guys.
Take that, triple it.
Yeah, take that, triple it. Hi, pal. Hello, mate. You all right? Oh, have you spoke to him? What's he saying? Are we getting paid? Oh, at least we know now then. At least you heard it from the horse's mouth, pal. Yeah. Ah, brilliant, mate. Oh, that's good news. I'm just waiting for her as well. I've just sent her a text just saying any updates for next week. So she'll come back to me shortly. She never leaves me too long, mate. So I'll get that box. But yeah, at least then now I can bank on that Monday, Tuesday then, can't we? Yeah, cool. All right, well, I'm glad he's spoke to you anyway, mate. Good. But you just hit the rubber dub? Yeah, it's just basically like a bridging loan. It's an asset finance. So it's covered. Yeah, asset finance. They're putting a stock loan on them. So yeah. This. Yeah, of course I will, mate. Yeah, definitely. All I'm waiting for, as soon as I spoke to her today, mate, then we'll make arrangements. I can come down and see you. No problem, mate. I'll let you know as soon as I know, mate. All right, pal. See you in a bit. Bye, bye.
Hi, mate. You okay? Oh yeah, yeah. I've not even made a trade yet, you know. Yeah, yeah. There was a small entry, but I wasn't confident in it, so I didn't want to take the risk. But then the market kind of picked that entry up, ran with it, but then it stopped at the session low. So we literally trading. You know, like when I showed you Turtle Soup, we're literally trading in the daily session. Like it's just going up and down. Like we, yeah. Do you see what I mean? Like market's moving sideways. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait now to see if I can get in the fair value gap sitting above the range to short, and then if I can't, I'm not gonna take another trade because that's the only one that I can see that makes sense, and it's OPEX day, so I don't want to take a risk that's not necessary because it's OPEX. So yeah, but yeah, I might be out today, so. Ah, right, got you. Okay, no problem. What time you free from? What time you free? All right, nice. Yeah. All right then. Well, I'll give you a ring when I'm done trading and that. All right, cool. Yeah. Shit.